Sorry about that. Hello, Danielle here from Learn Reiki Philadelphia. Welcome to Community Distance Reiki. If you are new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. If you're watching this on the replay, you're guaranteed just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. If you would like to join me live, the regular days and times for streams are listed below. You can also go ahead and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss a chance to join us. If you are here live, go ahead and click that live chat button. Feel free to request any special attention for your healing. We're going to start things off by building a beautiful crystal grid together, so you can request special attention to any particular healing concern or request specific stones. Either way, totally fine with me. If you are watching this on the replay, if you would like, you can go ahead and skip ahead to when the healing starts. There's probably a chapter break, and if there's not, you can just move the cursor along until you see the lights begin to shift downward. But thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure. If you'd like to learn more about online Reiki classes with me, go ahead and check out the link in the description. You can also find information about my community Discord, my crystal shop, and my social media. So let's go ahead and say hi to everyone who is here and get started on this grid. And I've got a crazy kitten join me. Who's here? Is it you, Gertie? Come on up. The wind has them all stirred up, as you can imagine. So, oh, the kittens are hanging out. Cool. So let's see. It's good to see everyone. I saw that Grace and Blue Sky were here earlier. I also have Kim and Korakar, Erica, good to see you. Chris, Key. Oh, and it is Key. Your mother Patty was in earlier. And Vincent, and yeah, just really happy to see everybody. Yeah, welcome in. So I know that it's the middle of the holidays. It's, even if things are great in your world, this is stressful. There's a lot going on. Travel is wild, especially with the storms. I'm honored that you're here. Please let me know how I can help. I will be here every day through this weekend. So tomorrow, which is the 24th of December, which is Christmas Eve, I will be here at 4 p.m. East Coast US time. And on Sunday, we will have our regular 8 p.m., and that will fall on Christmas. As far as New Year's Eve, I'm going to put up a poll and see what time or times you would like to have some distance Reiki. Last year, we did it right at midnight, and that was when I was still on Zoom. So some folks were like, that's great. And other folks were like, yeah, I'm already going to be in bed. So we'll see. We might do something a little earlier, but look out for that so you can give some feedback. So let's take a peek at what you'd like some healing attention to. So far we've got heart healing, weight loss, mind wants to be calmed, and attracting the best possible jobs for your growth and healing and happiness, fostering supportive and trusting friendships. Cool. Let's see. First of all, we've got Gertie Birdie here. You can stay. You can stay. In the grid, I have started off for us. I left part of what we already had from the grid at 4 o'clock because I really felt like it was important. Pyrite is helpful for bringing in financial abundance. Fool's gold brings in the real gold, but it also helps with intuition, protection, fever, and also helps with the lungs as well as brain and memory, which I know has been a request from Vincent. So I have that there for everyone. And I also have carnelian, which is perfect for everyone that's going to be around people in the next few days. It helps to iron out discord between people. It really helps to harmonize relationships. It's also great for balancing just energy within any kind of space or shared space, whether it's roommates, family, colleagues, coworkers. It also helps to attract your soulmate, and it aids in fertility. So it's great for all those things. The copper that we always have here is great for breaking up blockages and for optimizing the flow of energy. We have citrine, which calls in financial abundance as well as balances logic and intuition. We also have green peridot, which a lot of us have been requesting lately. I can totally get why. A lot of us are at this place where we're trying to like break up habits and cycles that just we need to grow on from. And so this is one that makes those changes really apparent and easier to make. It helps us break them up, and it also helps shore up those good solid relationships and friendships that are based on better cycles. So so peridot for sure. So hello and welcome in. We've got Lee, welcome in. Belinda, welcome in. We've got Vincent, hello. Yes, okay. Oh, this is awesome. So that's what we're starting with. So for Grace, we'll bring out some, I feel like we're going to do some rhodonite and some rose quartz. We did some rose quartz earlier and it felt really good. Okay. So rose quartz is the standard, like the gold standard, one of our first stones. Like it's almost like baby's first crystal, but with good reason. This and amethyst for exceptional reason. Rose quartz helps to flood in an abundance of unconditional love in a very consistent way. And I almost feel like it helps us recalibrate. You know, anytime that we have consistency around us, it becomes really easy to clean up whatever else is going on. Anytime that we're breaking up cycles and changing things and working towards letting things go, rose quartz reminds us that, yeah, go ahead, let it go. There's so much more good to come on in and take up space. So I love having that here. We also have rhodonite, which is superb for unrequited love, broken heart, even grief heart, whether you've lost your loved one to the end of the relationship or off of this mortal coil, whichever the case might be. This one can be very, very helpful. It's also fantastic for insecurities, especially insecurities that come from belittling and even emotional abuse. So for folks who've had difficult childhoods, especially these kinds of wounds, this time of year couldn't even be more painful. So I definitely want to bring this in for that, if nothing else. It also balances the yin and the yang in the body. The yang is the action-oriented energy. The yin is the passive and restorative energy. And it also helps the lungs as well as the allergies and is thought to help autoimmune type things. So I know that's been a request lately. So let's go ahead and bring this in. So that's rhodonite. I love rhodonite so much. I actually have crematory jewelry that I wear every day made of rhodonite right here. And hey, random user, good to see you. Working through grief. We gotcha. We gotcha. Cool. Glad that you're here. Okay, so let's see. And we had attracting, oh, and weight loss too. And mind calm. Iolite. As well as, I know Chris is probably going to request Unikite, so I'm going to use that now. And Iolite I'll also select for Chrysocolla. I know you've been working with Psychopomp and deepening that connection. Iolite has a number of different things that it does really well, and it ends up being in almost every grid we do because it just makes sense. So Iolite helps with those things that can be called hypnagogic imagery or visual intuition, psychopomp, shamanic journeying, shamanic work, visual psychic, anything. Any of those image-based ways of getting intuition. It helps to bring them through more clearly. It also helps if you have sleep disturbances that are based around energetic or psychic disturbances. It is also known to help with weight loss if that's your intention, money management, as well as fever. So it definitely shows up a lot for a lot of the things that we do. I'm going to go ahead and put that right here on top of the rose quartz. And to balance the mind, going to go ahead and we're going to bring in some rutilated. This is another one that, especially in the winter or anytime there's like a spike in COVID numbers or anything, rutilated quartz comes out in a big way. This helps us to gain and regain energy. If we're run down, if we're just getting better from being sick, a superb stone to help us re-energize and kind of come back from that. Also helps to balance the mind and the body, which is super helpful, especially times of the year. I struggle with that during the winter because it's like it's not green or lush or anything alive outside really, and it really kind of messes with me. So I find that this is helpful. Also helpful for directing any kind of treatment, medical or holistic, to exactly where it needs to go. And as such, it's been recommended for folks with cancer for many years. So that's somebody here has their stepfather is struggling with that. So this is all in love to all of you. And I hope that that is helpful. We're going to bring in Unikite. This is one that helps with quitting smoking, as well as anything that has to do with women's health, anything, including fertility. This is one that can also aid in metabolism, especially if it's connected to hormones. Sorry about that. So yeah, this is one that can help. Whether your hormones are sort of run very hot, or if they're very low, if you're pre or perimenopausal, menopausal, postmenopausal, all of the above, this can be very helpful. But yeah, also the most recommended for quitting smoking. So I hope that that helps with weight loss as well, if that's the goal. Attracting the best possible jobs for growth and healing and happiness. Foster supportive and trusting relationships. Love it. So let's do as always, we get into kind of cycles where we use a lot of the same stones over and over again for a while, and then we kind of shift. And that happens oftentimes because we're just all working on such similar things. And no matter what, no matter who is coming out, we always tend to overlap in terms of our intentions. There's a great synchronicity. And tourmalinated quartz is one of the best stones for helping you to find the best opportunities for earning income, moving up in career. This is one that also helps break up scar tissue physically, so like physical scars, internal physical scars too, but also the emotional scars. So sometimes we need to almost break up the old patterns to kind of step into something new. This can help break those things up. It's thought to help cardiac health. It's thought to help break up the blockages in that. And it's also helpful for just clearing the energy deep within. So we'll bring this in. I hope that this helps you find the right career for you, something that fosters growth and happiness. And I also feel like there's another good stone to bring in for you. There we go. So that's tourmalinated quartz. That's clear quartz with black tourmaline running through it. Another one for career in alignment with your highest good. Chrysocolla. This one is great for making decisions that are in alignment with your highest good and following your spiritual true purpose. So that couldn't be in more alignment. It also helps with finding creative outlets that can allow you to move through all of those things. Sometimes as we go on our spiritual path, we find other things that we need to clear up or root out, or we almost like contract before we expand in a sense. And sometimes having a new creative outlet can help support that. So Chrysocolla helps you on your spiritual path to keep going, making the decisions that you need to make to keep moving forward in the right direction. So let's do here, and they match in size a little bit better. There we go. There we go. So that's Chrysocolla. And to foster supportive and trusting relationships, I'm going to bring in Lapis for that. Lapis is the stone of integrity. It really helps us to attract and cultivate relationships based around openness, honesty, truthfulness, one-on-one, face-to-face, eye-to-eye, just sharing things exactly as they are. This is a stone that helps with career improvement as well, like known for that. This is, if you're working towards getting a promotion, this is often one that is recommended. Also for disorganization, which a few of us have been working through, as well as pain and inflammation. So this can be helpful for all of those. All the best to you for sure. And you're so welcome. It really is interesting to see how much our needs align. And this has been since this started on Zoom in, the months following the start of the whole COVID thing. It's been no matter what the medium, who's there, always there's so much more similarities than differences. We've also got, let's see, I'm just gonna take a peek through all of this. Career advancement for Lee also will be helped by the Lapis. Okay, cool. Jade. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and I'm just gonna sneak some jade in there. The only jade that I have is these kind of sheets of nephrite jade. The gem industry, the one that you see like fine jewelry in, that's where all of the crystals that you see in the healing arts world coming from too. It's like we're like the last steps of the journey for the most part, or one of them. This is slices of jade that may have been used by a lapidary or stonecutter to show the type that they had. They may have been left over from a project. It's hard to say, but I was able to get a few slices of this nephrite jade. Jade helps with good fortune on every level. It's helping with relationships, with bringing in financial abundance, with family ties, with community ties. It's fantastic on every level. So I'm just going to bring this in. But yeah, I've got some strange shapes of it. Because what do we do with all the pieces that are not right for a very fancy ring or necklace? They get used and they find a way to get reused. Or I try to help to use and reuse them as much as I can. And this is one of the examples. There we go. Fantastic. So we've got that jade right there. And we've also got, you wanted to be right here. And right here. Superb. Awesome. So the next were, oh, it's still Patty. Key will maybe wake up. Okay, we'll see. But it's nice to see you, Patty. Gotcha. Worthy of your own due abundance. We've got that for you and Vincent in Amazonite. Red Tiger Eye, Mahogany Obsidian. I did see a request for Moonstone and another request that can satisfy, so I'm bringing that out. And we're also going to do Joie de Vivre and Feeling Worthy of Your Own Due. Yeah, and the kitties. And I did see a request for Grief from Random User. And I know there's a couple of us that are struggling with that. Jet is one of my favorite go-tos for Grief. This is wood that's been fossilized quickly through volcanic activity or other intense heat, like intense fire. As such, it's changed from one thing to another instantly, and just shocking change from being an alive tree to being fossilized wood. And usually that process takes a long time. Jet allows us the opportunity to be in our grief while not being overwhelmed by it or numbed by it, like forced into numbness by it, so that we can actually process it a little bit. It's also great for attracting lost animals. So we're going to bring that in for both of you. Okay, we're going to put this back here. Here we go. Amazonite is super helpful for reminding us that we are worthy of and deserving care. The same way that we treat other people, we are do that as well. And a lot of caretakers tend to forget that. And yeah, this definitely helps with self-respect in that regard, as well as also calming. This is a super calming stone. In addition, it can help us on our spiritual journey, our soul's path. This is one of the stones that if you feel like you can't quite remember or get back in connection with your spiritual soul's purpose, this is another one that can help with that. Additionally, it's helpful for the spine and spinal nerves. So spinal stenosis, sciatica, things like that. Excellent stone for all of the above. So that's Amazonite. Whoop. And mahogany obsidian is helpful for letting go of perfectionism, especially if it's perfectionism that gets in the way of getting anything done. Like, it's not perfect yet. I can't let it go unless it's perfect. That, but also in regards to, I need to be validated or vindicated. So it needs to be perfect enough so I can be validated or vindicated. This reminds us that we don't need validation externally. This can definitely come up around the holidays in family regards, like where something is, you're constantly looking for someone to say, you did a good job on that, and it's not somebody that'll ever say it, that kind of stuff. But yeah, helpful for taking a little bit more pride in yourself, letting go of the burden of perfectionism. So that's mahogany obsidian. We also have red tiger's eye, which is, I have some other ones here. Pardon the crinkling. Red tiger eye is highly protective, whether it's from little things like pettiness and bullying, which is, bullying can still be a big thing, or if it's all the way up to like spiritual engagements of a negative variety, or triangulation, gaslighting, that kind of stuff, smear campaigns, all of that stuff, whether it's in a workplace, a family, whoever, however, this can be very protective. It also helps to manifest money quickly and in a hurry, and it is deeply grounding, and it's of course beautiful. So we love us some red tiger eye. So we're going to put that right around here. We have that, so I'm glad that you are here. Lots of love to you. I will put in yellow calcite too. Yellow calcite helps to bring the zest of life. It's a joy stone. It works with our solar plexus so that we can feel the joy of who we are and bring that forward, bringing through what makes us a joyful being, bringing that into our everyday showing up in life. So we're going to bring this into so that's yellow calcite, and I'll put these here. What else do we have here? Hey Heart, good to see you. JS, welcome back. Oh, and thanks. I love this bracelet. It is all the tourmalines. Pink tourmaline, green tourmaline, black tourmaline, golden tourmaline, kind of a white one. Yeah, it's all different tourmalines. Thank you so much. One of the stone dealers I work with sent me this. I was like, oh, thanks. We also had a request for moonstone and a couple of requests for attracting love and soulmates. That can also be covered in carnelian, which is the orange stone near the center. These guys right here. But also moonstone is helpful for that. Moonstone is great for intuition, anything connected to the moon, and with it being a new moon, perfect. Connection to lost wisdom and ancient wisdom. Any kind of woman traditions, it's very helpful for that. Also, anything that you would think of connected to the High Priestess in the tarot deck. In fact, if you keep getting the High Priestess in the tarot deck, this is a stone I would recommend. It also helps with definitely attracting love and with protection during travel, as does tourmalinated quartz. And I know a lot of you are traveling, so all of that there. But yeah, lunar cycles and just the cycles and rhythms of nature and trusting divine timing. So let's go ahead and put these pieces here. I will make 500 subscribers by the new year, and I'm so excited. Thank you, everyone. By the way, when we get to 1,000 subscribers, it opens up a whole host of things for the channel, including a lot of things I can do for the community. So keep spreading the word. It will help all of us. And yeah, just so grateful to have us at 500. I have not been at this seat for a year yet on YouTube. We started on Zoom. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Super appreciate it. Yeah, something finding love and soulmate, absolutely. Moonstone and carnelian. Carnelian can help all kinds of different all kinds of different, sorry, totally lost my track of thought. All different kinds of relationship issues, whether it's friends, colleagues, roommates, neighbors, all of the above. It can be really helpful for that too. Yes, Korakar is here with us tonight. Okay. Moss agate, pink tourmaline, and garnet. I'm partial to garnet. It is my birthstone. It's a Capricorn stone for sure. This is one we've been working with quite a bit lately too. This is stability in times of change. It's organization. It's practicality and courage to step forward and make things happen. Whether it's whatever initial steps you need to take, it's having the leading edge and the guts to do it. Also, creativity and finding the best ways to do it, the most efficient ways to do it, the ways to use your time the best. This is also one that I just think of as like grounding in times of change. Like if things are changing and you have to like stand up and do the things to get through it and like keep your head on straight, this is a great one. Like if you're founding a business or starting to work for yourself because you have no choice, you know, you've been laid off or something, I would give somebody a garnet for that. So let's put that on top of the moonstone. Because this is the full moon in the new moon. This is the new moon in Capricorn today and tomorrow. Pink tourmaline helps greatly expand our heart center and what we can hold space for, and ultimately sharing much more love and compassion with others to a whole new dimensional reality. So here's what it looks like in small itty bitty pieces. And if you purchase some, like I've seen more and more with the matrix stone that it's attached to, that it's formed in, sold online. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you saw it this way. This is pink tourmaline as well. In fact, this piece was near a deposit of iron, which is why you can see what looks like rust on it. Moss agate, I actually use it for the spread of illness throughout the body, whether it's fungus, bacteria, virus. Like in Chinese medicine, it's seen as like an invader no matter what it is. Moss agate is thought to kind of go through the body just like a moss would spread and kind of take it out. So that's how I work with it. I would love to hear how other folks work with it. So if you have a way that you work with moss agate that you'd like to share, pop it in the chat. I'm gonna put some around here. Actually, no, there's not quite enough room for that. So that's moss agate. Okay. And thank you for those requests. Rose quartz we have. Okay, so we got psychopomps. Cardio health, definitely tourmalinated quartz. Weight loss, we have iolite. Wealth blessings, we have pyrite, citrine, and red tiger eye. Chrysoprase, we have peridot, White red coral chrysoprase. Gotcha. Red coral is absolutely phenomenal with repelling misogyny and disarming misogyny. Anytime that a woman is relegated or isolated or cut out of the equation, silenced or dismissed, red coral can really help kind of stand up and push that kind of force that would relegate her aside. It puts an equal force or a stronger force back. So it's a great protector of women. The only thing with every coral, you do need to be kind of careful to look at how it was harvested. It can harm reefs if it's done improperly. This was a gift many years ago. I believe it's okay. This, on the other hand, this white coral, I picked up on the beach myself. It was in the ocean. It was kicked up during a storm. No actual reef was touched in the harvest of this. Me and my grandma found this on the beach in Florida. But yeah, so this is the red coral. I'm going to go ahead and put that here. Or actually, I'll put it at the ground of the grid. White coral helps us to be on our spiritual path without getting distracted or pulled aside or internalizing you can't do that. And really, you're going to do that? All that kind of stuff. All of that sort of dismissive energy, you can kind of put it aside and stay focused on what you need to do to bring your spiritual goals to life. So there is some white coral there. Chrysoprase helps us to overcome disappointment. It also helps us if we feel like we're just lost along a very long goal. If it's a long goal and we just get to that point where we're like, why did I decide I want to do this? This is when I give to my friends when they're like in grad school and they're like, why did I want to do this? I'm like, yeah, hang on. Here's some chrysoprase. This reminds us that we are farther along than we may think we are. In the grand scheme of things, we may still have a ways to go, but we have come a long way. And it gives us an opportunity to take some pride in that. It also helps us to say, even if something's disappointing or there's been a loss, like a disappointment or setback professionally or in any way, it helps us to say, yeah, this sucks, but you know what? I learned a lot along the way, and I have that knowledge now to use and put towards the next thing. So chrysoprase can be very helpful. It helps us to avoid burnout, and it helps us with follow through. What? Losing our garnets. And who doesn't love that beautiful green? Sometimes you'll get them in these beautiful, like bright, vibrant greens. Super beautiful stone. We've also got flower agate. Flower agate. Blossoming into who we are turning into, who we are meant to be as we grow and move towards our goal. This helps us see ourselves in bloom. So this is a really great harmony to chrysoprase. Chrysoprase reminds us that like, yo, you've done a lot. You have come a long way. And this is like, here, start to see yourself blooming into the next version of yourself. There we go. We did rose quartz and intentions for strengthening family bonds. Absolutely. Chrysocolla uses moss agate for grounding and removing stress, connecting to angels and guides of earth. I can definitely see connecting the guides of earth, but I will definitely use it for angels. You use or keep moss agate in your pocket when gardening. Ooh, it seems that your tomatoes love it. I didn't work with moss agate for anything else, and it's called the gardener stone. That's interesting. I use Kambaba stone for gardening. I have a huge piece near some of my houseplants that I don't get a lot of great light here in my apartment, so I have one that's under lights during the day that I've purchased, which still is not super harmonious. So I have a big piece of Kambaba stone, which is actually fossilized blue-green algae, and it's thought to really help with gardening. But I love that idea. That's awesome. Let's see. Okay, so I saw... I want to make sure I don't skip anybody. Strengthening family bonds. So we want to do that. Carnelian is usually the one that I would go to for that, but let's see. I'm going to say the best thing I can add here is rhodochrosite in addition to the carnelian. Rhodochrosite definitely helps with parent-child bonding, especially mother-child bonding. So this can be really helpful because it's, even if it's not directly parent-child, it can help heal a lot of parent-child wounds, which is something that everybody carries with them and it plays out in family. So even if someone has if mom has an issue with grandma, it's going to trickle down into how she might treat brother, that kind of thing. So I'll bring this in. It also helps with working with ancestral energy and helps to calm and quell and optimize relationships there. So that can be helpful, as well as stress and headaches. This is also one that folks use to connect with their deceased pets as well. And it's also fantastic for cardiac health. It's thought to be supportive of the physical heart. So we will bring this in. I hope that this helps. There we go. So that is rhodochrosite. Gotcha. Yeah, the Jet will just, I'm just seeing Patty's comment. Jet can help with calling the missing cats home. New beginnings, career advancement, definitely Lapis, which is here. Financial abundance, we've got covered with Red Tiger. So this is for Lee Nico. Love and soulmate, definitely carnelian and moonstone. Career advancement, Lapis. Financial abundance, we've got citrine, red tigerite, and pyrite. I hope that all of that helps, and thank you for being here. Coricar, opal for your biological father. Absolutely. I think rhodochrosite might also be a good one for you too, for that Coricar. But this is some opal that I have. This is a beautiful stone. Shamans often find it sacred for doing shamanic work and being protected in the shamanic realms, maybe not being seen by harmful forces. It's also one that is very much linked with supernatural, crossing over, any kind of energy work having to do with those passed on, those who are deceased. So I'll bring this in. I've also got some black onyx, which can help in that regard. This helps with facilitating connection with passed on loved ones like rhodochrosite. And it can help with whether the loved ones are living or dead too. So holidays, it's always good. It's protective, but it helps us to connect with our ancestors, whether we remember them or not. They may have died, 3 generations ago, but if we want to connect with them, or if we're sensing them and want to strengthen that connection, this is a stone that can help us do that. So that's black onyx. It's a very wise but very grounding stone. It's also excellent for grief. So for those of you, I know there's a few of you who've requested help around grief today, and I mean, the holidays are always a time where you feel that. So we'll bring in some black onyx there. Hope that brings you lots of love. We've got rutilated quartz for your stepfather. Oh, you're totally welcome, Lee. You're always welcome here. I'm glad you're here. Oh yeah, I just did the opal. Let's see. Almost there. Let's bring in some blue kyanite for Chris's friend John. This is helpful, definitely around the holidays. This is helpful for radical self-acceptance. So anytime that you're made to feel less than, this is a stone that just kind of makes that go, eh. Like, nah, I accept myself exactly as I am. Like, I can work on my things, and that's fine. But I'm lovable exactly as I am. Also helpful for understanding the intuitive messages that we're getting, whether it's in dreams, tarot readings, whatever it might be. And for, in regards to stroke or brain injury, it's thought to help with mobility and speech impacting injuries. So we'll bring those in. And I hope your friend is doing okay. There we go. We've also got some requests from Chris. I had Herkimer here a minute ago. Here it is. This is another one that's awesome for the holidays. This helps to balance and harmonize discordant energies. So when you get all those people in the room and it starts to feel like, sometimes you just walk into a store and there's like one part of the store has one radio playing and the other part of the store has a different radio station on, and it's just like you're standing in the middle and it's like, Sometimes when you have a lot of people together that are quite different, you can feel that way. This is a great stone to bring into that situation. It helps to harmonize all that. It also aids in metabolism. It aids connection to intuition and manifestation. That anything you're asking the universe for, you're asking for the most spiritually aligned version of it. So not just, hey, I'd like to, and I'll put this out, I'll also put an intention in there for Susan and Greg. If you're looking for your person for, they're looking for an agent, a literary agent, that you get connected with the best one for you. This can be very, very helpful. So this is sort of like, find what I'm looking for, universe, but also where it's beneficial for everybody involved. Everybody feels good about it. can be a really helpful stone. We'll put that near the black onyx. And we have peridot, we have iolite, we have rutilated herkimer, aqua aura, blue kyanite, blue sapphire. Aqua aura has been lifting a lot of our spirits through the seasonal affective disorder and depression. This is clear quartz that's been put through a man-made process using gold. So this can be very supportive of those things. Of course, like for everything here, crystals are a complement. They help everything and they don't interact poorly with anything. And that means keep doing all the other things you do physically for your physical health, mentally for your mental health, spiritually for your spiritual health. And so we'll bring this in for sure. We will find a place for you. Let's do put the jet there. There we go. I like that. Blue sapphire helps with opening up intuition. It is a powerful intuitive stone, especially if you're doing any kind of mediumship. For anyone who is doing intuitive work to then take those messages and give them to someone else, like if we're getting answers for someone else, this can also help with the translation. So blue sapphire, this is what it actually looks like when it grows. It grows in this shape. So does a ruby. It's another form of corundum. These are very hard. Like diamond is a 10 on the Mohs scale. It's the hardest thing. These are a 9. So these are very, very close second. And like I said, sometimes the stone is brilliant and clear and meant to be set in a ring or a necklace as we would think of it. And other times, this is what it looks like. And it's just as, the healing power is just as intense and palpable. Let's see. And aragonite with Caribbean blue calcite, it helps to harmonize the flow of Kundalini energy in the body. That is the lower chakras connecting to the upper chakras, so that the serpent energy that lies dormant at the base of the spine can rise upward. This doesn't inhibit that, it actually supports it. But if you're working with it and you're finding it unnerving, somewhat frightening, or difficult to work with, this can help harmonize that flow and make it easier. So it's not there to stop it, it's there to facilitate it to flow even a little bit easier. So let's do one here, and hematite. Deeply grounding allows us to move energy through the body, connect it to the earth to let go of it, which is another really great stone to use alongside sapphire, because sapphire can be very ungrounding. And if you don't have a good way to ground yourself, if you're struggling in that regard, if you're going to work with sapphire, I'd suggest getting good with grounding first and definitely using some grounding crystals. This is a great one. This one, onyx is also helpful. But yeah, here we go. There we go. And ametrine. Amethyst alongside of citrine happens naturally because citrine used to be amethyst. And so as citrine has turned darker into one of the darker oranges, it's from heat and pressure over time. we get the aspects of both amethyst and citrine combined with an even more spiritual energy. Citrine helps to connect not only to material abundance, but also to balance logic and intuition. Amethyst is a spiritual stone that really helps us to take responsibility for ourselves without taking responsibility for without taking responsibility for the work of others. Thank you. And it takes that and it helps to wrap it up in a very intense spiritual bow and allows us to grow from that. So there we go. And releasing the energy of others, absolutely. And Chris, what crystal is good for people who are scared of going to the doctors and finding out they are sick? Ooh, that's a good question. Something that helps ground fear and accept truth. So that would be, the first thing that comes to mind is red jasper for fear. That helps a lot with fear-based energy, but also to kind of like face things that whatever might be the case. Blue lace agate could be helpful. It helps not only with communicating things that are difficult, it helps with hearing things that can be difficult too. That's the first things that come to mind for me. Does anyone else have a suggestion? But those are the first ones that really pop up for me. Let me take a peek. I would also say in general, green calcite is excellent for anxiety and fear-based anything. Anxiety, fear, panic, stress, it's an underrated stone, almost criminally so. It can be very helpful for that energy. So I would say those would be the ones I would bring in. But there might even be some other ones, especially like if there's an underlying cause of that fear, like whatever might help support that fear. Okay, cool. Let's do red jasper and green calcite. Calm, reassurance, helps to lighten the mood. This also releases physical tension that is the result of stress. So if you're feeling stressed out and you're like clenching your jaw and it's causing you discomfort, it can help with that too. So that's green calcite, as is, this is another way to see green calcite. It comes in a lot of different shades of green. We'll bring these in. Let's do a big piece here and a big piece here. This piece was actually gifted to me by a student of mine, so it helped me out a lot when I was recovering from having a broken leg, and I had to take opiates because I had a shattered leg. And I hate them, and they make me like completely scared of everything and very angry. I hate the things. I hate them. Cannot wait to just be on Tylenol whenever I'm on them. And yeah, I found that really helped. And red jasper helps to really ground and satiate the root chakra so that we can feel like, oof, okay, I'm here, I'm sitting here right now, I can see the things around me, I know where I am, and we're not kind of borrowing fear. And all the best to you. I know that can be really challenging. think other than releasing the energy of others, we're good to go. So releasing the energy of others. Red Tiger Eye helps. Dalmatian Jasper helps even more. Yes, protect drivers in this weather. Moonstone and tourmalinated quartz are both in here. Absolutely, and thank you. And you would say Garnet. Garnet helps with dealing with trauma and traumatic event. It's like a warm blanket. Good call with Garnet. Also, black obsidian is good for trauma. Black obsidian is good for trauma. This is black tourmaline running through white jasper. This helps clear our energy fields in a really beautiful, delicate, and uplifting way. So this can help lift the energy of others. I have some garnet in here. I'm going to add a little bit of black obsidian too. Black obsidian is natural glass, usually made from volcanic activity. And it helps with physical shock, any kind of trauma. It's highly protective. It's great for nervous pets. And that's black obsidian. And we shall place you here. Oh yeah, healing guilt. Hang on. So I wanted to kind of get out of my own head around guilt. That's why I kind of put a pin in it and then totally forgot. Thank you for reminding me. The Crystal Healer by Philip Permut is what I'm using here. And he recommends rose quartz, which we have, but also Chrysocolla, which we have, and Larimer, which I'll add for you. Larimer helps to see your spiritual purpose and have your own kind of unique confidence, especially in alignment with your spiritual purpose. I'm also going to see what he says about Larimer. Here, I'm going to read to you directly from The Crystal Healer by Philip Permut. Soft, gentle, healing energy that soothes you and helps you to see who you really are. Frees you from addiction to the material world. Good for earth healing. Helps guilt and aggression. Very much aligned with the heart chakra. I definitely agree. So I hope that this helps. So this is Larimer. Comes from the Dominican Republic. And where shall we put you? I know. Let's put it right next to the rose quartz. There we go. Thank you for being here, and I really hope that that helps. Also, I feel like blue kyanite can be helpful. It's radical self-acceptance. So I feel like that helps you accept yourself. And guilt can be so many things. Maybe we did something and so we still hold that guilt against ourselves. Maybe we never did anything, but we're internalizing guilt from some other kind of place. Whatever the case, radical self-acceptance can help. You're so welcome. It's okay if you're mentally distracted tonight. It's a powerful new moon. It's holiday energy, and it's it's wild and all over the place. And it's 8 after, so I'm going to quickly explain what Reiki is to those who might be new. While I do that, I invite you to click the like button if you haven't already, and feel free to pop into the chat and say anything that you're grateful for. Anything at all. It can be the roof over your head, the fact that you're warm, anything. That always helps lift the energy. It's like the quickest way to shift the energy in a space. You don't have to burn anything. You don't even have to move. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and think of what you're grateful for, and you'll totally shift the energy of yourself and everything around you. So I'm going to quickly explain what Reiki is and pop into the healing. So as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name is Danielle Stimpson. I've been teaching Usui Reiki for about 14 years. If you want to learn more about my live, online, small class Reiki certifications, you can learn more in the description below. You can also find information there about my crystal shop, social media, and community Discord. Thank you so much for being here. So Usui Reiki is named after this particular method's founder, Mikao Usui. He created this particular style in the early 1920s in Japan. And while he had many different influences from everywhere, he was a Tendai Buddhist monk, so he was an esoteric Buddhist monk. He studied Taoism, Confucianism, and different aspects of shamanic practice. The very foundation of Usui Reiki in regards to what is the energy and how does it work, we can really see in Shintoism, which is the indigenous spirituality of Japan. And in Shintoism, everything is interconnected and everything has a soul. And as our souls are all interconnected, there are forces at play that keep everything going. One of those forces is a spiritually guided soul energy that supports healing and wellness and well-being on all levels: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, karmic. That's actually what Reiki pretty much translates to, is spiritually guided soul or life energy. So this particular energy is not one that belongs to anyone. It's not mine. It's not yours. It's one that we all have access to. It's flowing through all of us all the time. We all have access to it. And using this particular method that Mikao Usui created, which is not the only way to work with this energy, but it is a way, and it's a really good way. Using these techniques, I'll essentially connect with that energy and direct more of it to you. We are mostly made of water. We need water. We can't go very long without water. And as much as it is responsible for so many functions in the body, we don't need to think about any of them. We couldn't even change the way that we use the water we drink logically if we wanted to. It just doesn't work that way. And it's much the same with Reiki energy. We're mostly made of it. We don't even think about it. We don't even have to acknowledge it. And at the same time, we don't have to direct it in order for our body to know what to do with it. We can set intentions with this energy, like we have already, and you can set another intention at any time during any healing. Bring whatever it is to mind, think about it, and let the universe have it. Or have no intention at all and simply just have an open mind and see what shows up. Essentially, the energy will flow into your body, mind, spirit will say, ooh, great, more of this stuff, and more readily let go of what no longer serves, and basically gives you an opportunity to find more balance and healing. During your session, you may experience some physical shifts and actually feel sensations in your body. You may feel emotions begin to shift or come up. You may hear your subconscious or have some kind of logical thought that is very fruitful. You may get some intuitive notions that might come through. You might just have a really great nap. It might be a combination of all of the above or even something a little different. But I encourage you to simply notice what you experience and see how you feel. As the Reiki continues to flow, you don't have to do anything to help it. You can simply be. So I suggest that you get as physically comfortable as you can or as you want to. And that can be sitting up, lying down, covering your eyes, grabbing a blanket, or maybe you'll feel like you want to take a few stretches and do some yoga or journal or make some music or simply snore. Whatever works for you is absolutely perfect. I will send this Reiki to everyone here for 25 minutes, and at the end, I'll reopen the chat so that you can ask any questions that you might have, share any experiences you might feel compelled to share, and we'll take it from there. During the session, I will lower the lights, and you'll notice that they move slowly through several different colors. They will not flash or strobe. And the music, if you want to learn more about the musical creator, her information is linked in the description below as well. Because Reiki energy flows through everyone and everything everywhere, it doesn't matter where you are in relation to me in terms of physical distance, miles or kilometers, or even time. So if you're watching this in the future, hello from the past, you're going to have just as beautiful a healing as if you were here live. It will reach you as long as you are open to receiving it. And if you do want to join us live, the days and times that I routinely stream are listed in the description below. And if you subscribe with notifications on, you won't miss an opportunity. Again, the streams for the Christmas weekend will be Saturday the 24th, which is Christmas Eve at 4 p.m. East Coast US time, and our regular Sunday stream on Christmas at 8 p.m. East Coast US time. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure, and let's get into the healing. Ooh, that's a pretty grid. I feel like this needs to be. There we go. And I love all of these beautiful intentions. Oh, Kim, you're starting a new job in January. Congratulations. Yeah, I'm grateful for my kitty butts, who are currently sleeping alongside one another, as they always do. So enjoy your session. I will see you all in 25 minutes. And thank you so much for being a part of today's circle.
invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly come back. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions or anything to share, go ahead and pop it into the chat. Here come the babies. Here's Hattie. Here's Gertie. Oh, good girls. Oh, I'm so grateful for both of you. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Want to say hi's? What's up? What's up, little butt? You all are so super welcome. Oh, there you go. No, thank you. You're so welcome.
hope you all have a beautiful rest of your evening. Thank you. Much gratitude to you too. If you're still looking for some last minute gifts for the people you care about or you, there's gift certificates for one-on-one distance sessions and tarot readings with me are available in the same place as the crystal shop, just beneath the crystals. So it's Learn Reiki Philadelphia /shop. And lots of love and peace to all of you too. Thank you, heart. Yep, it's a wild weekend. The extra session schedule, yes. So tomorrow, which is Christmas Eve, will be at 4 p.m. And on Sunday, we'll have our normal 8 p.m. As for New Year's, we'll definitely have New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, but I just haven't decided what time for New Year's Eve yet. I may ask all of you, like what time you'd like to have a stream. But yeah, so it's just one extra stream. Everything's normal except for there's also a Christmas Eve stream at 4 p.m. I've actually already posted the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day streams as upcoming. So you can actually click to be notified just on those events if you want to, so that you don't forget. You don't have to, but you can if you want to. You're so welcome. It's good to see you. Lots of love to Patty and Key. Awesome. Thank you all so much. So I will again be here tomorrow at 4, Sunday at 8, East Coast US time. Have a beautiful holiday season if I don't see you before the holiday. And yeah, have a beautiful evening. Those of you in the US and Canada, stay warm, stay safe. How do I do that? How do I ask people what times they'd want to go? Or if you click on my channel and you kind of scroll down, you should see upcoming. Like it'll have a couple of streams and it'll say upcoming. And you'll see one for the Christmas Day and the Christmas Eve. And then you can click on notify me. You can also go to the channel, like click the channel, and where it says subscribe, right next to it, it'll say notifications. And that'll notify you every time there's a stream. But if that's a bit much, and that's fine if it is, you can just notify you for the next stream. As far as giving input for New Year's Eve, I'll be putting out a poll, and that'll go into your feed. So if you look at it on your phone, it's YouTube is like a feed. If you click subscribers, you'll be able to see all of the different things that come up, whether I'm posting like, hey, there's an extra stream, or hey, here's a poll, when do we want to do a thing? You'll be able to see it there. So I hope that answers your question, whichever it was. And if you have trouble finding it, you can text me or email me and I'll send it to you. Yeah, I hope you have a great evening too. Thank you, Chris. Absolutely, much gratitude to you too. But I'm going to go ahead and bring the stream to a close. I'm going to go ahead and have a little bit of food and hang out with the cats. Happy holidays, winter and new year to you, absolutely, and happy new moon to everyone as well. Set some intentions if you have time, and if you don't, that's okay. Just be gentle with yourself. You're so welcome, blue sky. I'm going to archive these streams so that you can rewatch them anytime you like. You can always rewatch any previous stream, but it'll be easier to see them in the playlist. You stay cozy too. I'm here with all of my various things and all of my bespoke crocheted wares to keep me comfy. I just finished another blanket, so the cats are enjoying that. But yeah, oh, and thank you, Korokar. Definitely like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTuber stuff. And I will see you all again very soon. Take care, stay warm, and bye for now.